Good morning, Nigerians. Welcome to another time again for us to discuss some salient matters. When it comes to issues around newspaper stories making the rounds this morning, how are you faring? How's your night? How's work yesterday? Were you able to, meet up your appointments, meet up your targets, and a whole lot to actually look out for? Well, don't worry. Today's another time. Another day for you to be able to meet up your target, meet up with your appointment, meet up with whatever it is that you want to do, and whatever it is that you want to do, make sure that you're doing the right thing, ensuring that posterity is actually on the lookout. And you also guide your thoughts with positivity, because that's what makes a man. Don't think negative about yourself. Don't weigh yourself down about the country. Don't call Nigeria bad. Make yourself be one of those persons that will make Nigeria great again. My name is SAMSON OMOTOSHO. Yes, I'm going to be your driver this morning on Press Drive on I-FLIER 103.3 FM IBADAN. So let's get started already. Don't dump those refuse in the waterways. Allow free flow of water, because it's raining. At this point in time, let's not dump refuse whenever it starts raining, and then we see the entire street littered with so much dirt. It's not good for us as a people. We need to ensure that we have a free flow of water so that we avoid what we call flooding, because flooding is really the order of the day in Nigeria. A lot of warning has come from different platforms. NIMET has warned that we should take time, because flooding is imminent if we are not careful about it. Welcome again from this side of time. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it. I'm SAMSON OMOTOSHO. Welcome aboard. All right, so let's begin with some of the stories making headlines on our several dailies. Yes, on the Nation newspaper, on the front page of it, it's all about visa restriction. Federal government rejects United States claim on reciprocity. All right, so I hope Nigeria is going to do something about it. A lot of pressure coming on Nigeria to actually allow some Venezuelan deportees in Africa. I don't know what the U.S. government wants with that anyways. Okay, so Mustafa gets knocked for downplaying Tinubu's role in Buhari's 2015 triumph. Also, Okpebolo, Supreme Court verdict victory for Edo. That's what Okpebolo said. Also, for the audit report of 210 trillion naira unaccounted for, the NNPC says it's not stolen. Okay, not stolen by NNPC. We're going to give account. Don't forget, they were given ultimatum of 10 working days by the Senate, and yet they couldn't appear. They said they are still on, is it recess, or they have vacation or something? Okay, 2027 election ahead of it. Legal landmines threatening opposition's coalition gamble. All right, that's David Mark on this one. Miranda calls for stricter policies to end drug abuse. Who's Miranda? You can go and check her out and check the story. Also, Otto Awori. Okay, so development area bids a council boss farewell. All right, so also federal government to streamline accreditation processes for tertiary institutions. That's another story making the rounds this morning on the Nation newspaper. Also, on the entertainment session, Blessing Uzi leads new film series live. Also, we could see Miss Coin ignite a bold chapter in Nigerian horror genre. Okay, in that genre, you could check it. Why I was blacklisted in movie industry. Okay, why I was blacklisted. That's coming from Oji Afolayan, the oldest daughter of the Afolayans, says why she was blacklisted in movie industry. Also, Yabo Joe was summoned by the police. Police summoned Yabo Joe over alleged cyberbullying. Also, we could see Ricardo Banks says Wizkid regrets insulting me over song release during NSAS. And also, Davido slams troll, surprises fan with business support. Another story says why I have two kids for different fathers. Actress Kemi T, he's speaking here. All right, and on the politics session of the nation, why we are holding security conference on Plateau by lawmaker. Also, group endorses Tinubu for second term as 2027. The APC must get its leadership right. Coming from the APC leadership, also Tinubu Southeast and Carlos renewed hope patterns. You can go and check that out. Boss Mustafa's regression to revisionism. Okay, you can check that. Also, ADC can't match PDP, says, but they judge. Okay, Natasha loses Senate committee chairmanship, according to the Senate. And in the ever exciting world of sport, Arsenal signed Brentford midfielder Norgard, and Modric will be remembered for good times at Real, says Alonso. That's the much you'll be able to take on several daily on this particular daily. I beg your pardon. All right, so let's move on to the Vanguard newspaper on the front page. 2027 is still on the way. ADC will dislodge Tinubu APC. That's coming from Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. And also, if not for Tinubu, Buhari wouldn't have won APC primary. That's coming from the presidency. When I hear presidency, I tend to ask, who is the presidency? You know, sometimes Bayo Ononuga will speak, sometimes Bala will speak, sometimes Reno will speak. You know, a lot of them. I don't know. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Visa war. Our federal government explains stance as United States slams tighter measures. And also, we're looking forward to this story. Amotekun dismisses 6 female recruits over pregnancy. Amotekun dismisses 6 female recruits over pregnancy. Also, Akwa Ibom man to die by hanging for beheading brother. That's really barbaric. And customs intercepts 10,603 male donkey genitals. I don't know what this is, but you can read the story to understand that particular one. Of course, PDP won't field Northerner for president, but the judge says ahead of 2027. And Okpebolo declares a new era for Edo as a Supreme Court affirms mandate. And Oti vows to make Abia inhabitable for criminals, launches security architecture. Okay, that's really a laudable one. Security Trust Fund from Oti. Oti has been really up and doing, according to statistics. And Labour Party candidate wants of plot to disrupt Lagos local government poll. Labour Party candidate wants of plot to disrupt Lagos local government poll. Let's take a look at other news. All right, so landing on the Daily Post newspaper, you take a look at this story. U.S. pressuring Africans to accept Venezuelan deportees. Foreign Affairs Minister, just like I mentioned earlier, U.S. pressuring Africans to accept Venezuelan deportees. That's coming from Foreign Affairs Minister. Also in Benue, we could see suspected headsmen attack Kadako, kill Iron Monkey. Who is Iron Monkey? Injure policeman. over 50 soldiers, 24 policemen ordered burning down of Lagos. A mockery alleges. A mockery. Where did you get all this? Okay, I hope you have all your facts right before alleging a man of murder. Okay, so let's see. You lied. Apologize to Shatima. Tinubu's minister, Musawa to Baba Ahmed, says you lied. National Assembly for promulgation of law against unexplained wealth. That's the much we'll be able to take on the Daily Posts this morning. Alright, so lastly, on the Punch newspaper, autonomy standoff is rare again as governors get 4.5 trillion naira local government funds 1 year after Supreme Court ruling. Autonomy standoff governors get 4.5 trillion naira local government funds 1 year after Supreme Court ruling. Also, NNPC refineries may never work again. That's coming from Dangote. May never work again. Okay, you have to explain that to Nigerians. Also, Nigeria rejected U.S. push to accept Venezuelan deportees by Lagos Soccerway. Oh, I don't know. Also, gunmen abduct 2 palace officials, burn houses in Plateau. Gunmen abduct 2 palace officials, burn houses in Plateau. Also, a Kwaiban man to die by hanging for killing brother. And Ham adders kill 4 security men on patrol in Benue. Armed headers kill 4 security men on patrol in Benue. Okay, so that's the much you'll be able to take on our several dailies. Analysis comes up shortly. Please stay with us. Alright, so to do the analysis with me, always on a Friday morning, the TGIF edition of the show, Honorable Femi Adebisi. Good morning to you. Welcome to Press Drive.
Thank God that we are still alive. Good morning to you, Samson. Good morning, Nigeria. You are welcome.
Okay, so let's quickly get down to it. It's all about the autonomy standoff. Governors get 4.5 trillion naira local government funds 1 year after Supreme Court ruling. Local governments yet to open CBN account. Labour blames governors, AGF for delay. Also, Falano, SANs accuse governors and federal government exactly 1 year after the Supreme Court granted full autonomy to the 774 local government areas. The federal government has continued to channel allocations through state governments. An analysis by the Punch shows that state governors retained control of council allocations totaling 4.5 trillion naira, defying the landmark judgment and mandated direct funding to local governments. On July 11, 2024, the Apex Court, ruled that local governments must receive their allocations directly from the federal allocation account, describing the long-standing practice of routing the funds through state governments as unconstitutional. In response, the federal government constituted an interagency panel to oversee the implementation of the ruling and directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to open individual accounts for each of the 774 local government councils across the country to facilitate direct disbursement. However, 1 year after the judgment, findings by the Punch shows that the process remains largely unimplemented. Local government allocations have continued to pass through state government amid delays and disputes between the central bank, state governments, local government authorities, and other relevant agencies. An analysis of data from the Federation Account Allocation Committee reveals that between July 2024 and June 2025, the sum of 4.496 trillion naira was disbursed to local government councils. This represents 24.87% of the 18.074 trillion naira shared among the three tiers of government over the 12-month period. According to the monthly communiques released by FAC, through court's judgment.
Yeah, well, I read this and have been trying to draw a line in between illegality and unconstitutionality. You know, when you are talking about joint account between the state and the local government, it is still there in the constitution, meaning that it is still constitutional. But yet, the Supreme Court had declared it illegal. So it is illegal yet constitutional, because what ought to be done is yet to be done. We still need to review our constitution, because constitution remains supreme even over every other form of whatever law, whatever you want to call it. I don't know from which angle the governors are coming from. All of us we are so eager that the local government should get both financial autonomy and what you call administrative autonomy, and also what you call legislative autonomy, so that the common man can have a government, or let me say a door they can open and close at will. That is local government for you. So he's the closest to the ordinary man. They are not well funded. They are not represented at the Federation Account Committee. So they are not represented. So they can be such changed. So, and not only that, if Supreme Court, delivers such judgment, then this executive are the one to execute that particular judgment. Do they have the political will? And that is what happened. That is what you get when you see a particular government that is interested in running again. You have to compromise. It is the compromise on the part of the federal government that is delaying the implementation in full scale. I will refer you to the statement of Mr. President when they had a meeting at the New Year. I mean, they met around New Year in Lagos. And the governor said, look, gentlemen, I'm not, take it easy now. I'm not taking the local government away from you. Did you read that? So I told them, I'm not taking it away from you now. So what do you want? So the governor wanted something from them. Some of them to come to the APC so that they can support him. A whole lot of things was happening then. So I said, I'm not taking it away from you, so let's take it. So they are likely to be parabolating till the end of this regime on that particular judgment without being executed if you are not careful. So it takes political will to execute such judgment. It takes political will to make it constitutional. I hope you understand. So it remains cloudy to me even as I'm speaking. So that is it, Samson.
Okay, so let's take a look at other news. This is about Senator Natasha and Pabio. They are back at it again, even after the Supreme Court, the High Court, judgment. We saw it. The Senate has officially removed her. Pabio sacks Natasha as the Diaspora Chairman Committee Chair. The Senate has officially removed the lawmaker representing Kogi Central, Natasha Potu-Duahan, as a chairperson of the Senate Committee on Diaspora and Non-Governmental Organizations. She was officially replaced by the senator representing Akwa Ibom Northeast Senatorial District, Anikan Basi. The announcement was made by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, at the close of Thursday's plenary session. The move marks the latest development in a series of committee leadership changes involving the Kogi Central lawmaker. Akpotu Duahan was originally appointed as chair of the Senate Committee on Local Content following her swearing in as senator in November 2023. However, on February 4, 2025, Akpabio reshuffled the committee leadership, a legislative move that saw her being removed from local content to the Committee on Diaspora and NGOs, where she was reassigned. The reshuffle sparked a stirred controversy as it came shortly after observers suggesting political motives behind her removal. The altercations that ensued led to a suspension at the Senate for 6 months. Although no reason was given for her removal on Thursday, the change is believed to be connected to her unresolved suspension. We know about what happened at the High Court. Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court ordered a reinstatement and ordered her to tender an apology to the Senate on July 4, 2025. However, the Senate has insisted it had not received a certified true copy of the court judgment. Akpotu Duahan, in a television interview on Tuesday, she said she was awaiting the certified true copy of the judgment before officially returning to the plenary. If you look at this story very well, Duahan has not returned to the Senate, and yet she's been stripped off her position as the Senate committee chair of, looking, doing all the oversee on the diaspora and, of course, non-governmental organization. I mean, you want to ask why while the High Court has given a ruling over the suspension, we're still seeing the Senate still doing what they want to do. I mean, does this equate the fact that, or can we say that they do not have respect for the rule of law?
Well, no. That's not the case.
Okay.
As far as I know, Natasha has been removed long before now.
As the Senate chair?
Of course. What the Senate did yesterday was to just fill the vacuum. So she has been removed. In fact, she was not just removed, she was also suspended technically as a senator. They also strip him of statutory right to, and all privileges surrounding, a senator in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, they have done that before. They have removed her already. So what they did yesterday was just, filling in the vacuum. And of course, as regarding the judgment, yes, of course, we all know, what surrounds it. Yes, Natasha was to write an apology, not to the Senate anyway, as the senator and as the senators and some lawyers have been claiming. No, I read through. As far as whatever I have read, I think what happened was that, the court said that nobody, why this case remaining in the court, then you don't talk about it. And Natasha went out and issued a particular election apology. Election apology to the Senate president. So that was her offense, and of course, that breached the rule of law. So, and they said you have to apologize on 7 different national dailies or whatever within a particular time frame, which she's here to do. So, where the apology should go to the court and not to the Senate. So, now, as far as the Senate is concerned, they are to wait. I key into their, sentiment anyway. They are to wait for the certified true copy, study it, then take an action. Yes, if Natasha is yet to receive a certified true copy, then, of course, the Senate also might not have access to that. And I don't know why that is being delayed by the court. That is one of the antics of our courts today that we need to make sure that, that we change. So I want to call on the chief.
Don't you think that should have been delivered at the ruling?
Well, of course, you had it. They read it. But, of course, you still need. It has to be official. It is not official until you have the copy of that particular document.
That's what I'm saying. That don't you think it ought to have been given to her at the ruling? I mean, when the judgment was given.
That is what I'm trying to talk about. So we need to, that is part of the few things we need to change around what we call a judiciary in this country. So, should it take so, that is purely a kind of secretarial something. As far as the ruling is concerned, it has been written, it has been typed, it was read. Then, what is stopping, for how long do you need to now, issue that particular judgment to both the litigants and, So I don't know what is wrong. So I think for the sake of justice, they need to let both parties have copies of the certified true copy so that Nigerians will await what the responses will look like.
Because I was particular about the fact that she was replaced by one of the senators coming from the Senate president's, estate from Akwa Ibom.
Well, of course, to me, that is still sentiment. Anybody can be replaced by anybody. Okay. Irrespective of wherever that person comes from. The issue is this. Those are privileges, not rights. So what I care about is our ability, or let me say our right to represent our constituency. Her senatorial district. That is purely what she's there to do. The rest is almost irrelevant to me. If I happen to be a senator today, I care less about anything that has to do with what to call committee. I care. In fact, I don't even want to be a chairman, because the moment I accept that as a privilege from the chairman, from the chairman of the National Assembly, it means that in most cases I have to I'm liable to him in several respects. Okay. So, it's better for you to stand alone.
All right, so we'll go for this quick commercial. When we're back, the program will continue. Please stay with us on the program this morning. We'll be right back.
Real estate redefined with Anujat Homes and Properties, your dependable real estate managers. At Anujat Homes and Properties, we offer professional, reliable, world-class services. Build your choice homes in any of our estates occurrences. No extra charges, no land grabbing, no omo nile wahala. Our land sales come with CFO, red copy survey, and other valid documents. Grab this special offer. Now selling Comfort Estate near Circular Road, Ajia, Matako, Ibadan. There is accommodation for installment payments. Enjoy 500,000 naira discount on any land or property you buy at Comfort Estate, Ajia, Matako. Contact Anujat Homes and Properties at Tinoade Complex, Ginorere 2 of Alakia Iyano Church, Ibadan. Telephone number is 081-6797-9307 or 081-6576-7385. Anujat Home and Properties Limited. Totality of real estate is our mandate.
All right, so welcome back. Let's quickly touch on this particular story. It's all about the missing 210 trillion naira. Again, NNPCL GMD Ojulari snubs Nigerian Senate. Recall that the Senate had given 10 days ultimatum. The 10 days, 10 working days, which really it expired today, and that was exactly 2 weeks ago. He was given. So the group chief executive officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Abayo Ojulari, has again snubbed the Nigerian Senate Committee on Public Accounts, despite a 10-day ultimatum issued to him over unaccounted funds totaling 210 trillion naira. However, the NNPCL GCEO sent representatives to the hearing on Thursday, who the committee declined to engage. The committee chair, by Aliyu Wadada, insisted that only the group's chief himself must appear to address the 11 critical financial queries raised in the company's audited statements between 2017 and 2023. The lawmakers described Ojulari's continued absence as a direct attack on the authority of the National Assembly and a breach of its oversight responsibilities. Senator Wadada therefore warned that the Senate would not tolerate further disregard and vowed to issue a new date for the NNPCL GCEO to appear in person. Recall that the Nigerian Senate had issued NNPCL's management an ultimatum to appear before it. However, Chief Financial Officer of NNPCL, Dr. Shegun, had earlier explained that the state-owned company's management had a retreat, which was the reason they did not appear before the Senate committee. So they were having a retreat. That was the reason.
And that is laughable, anyway. But unfortunately, the Senate can be likened to, in Yoruba, they call something Lolukoko. In English, Femi Adebisi is calling that, translated that into English to mean what you call an Humpty Dumpty. So something that is actually silhouette. You feel it as if it exists, but yet it doesn't. So just to scare somebody or, things like that. So that's how I can liken, legislative bodies across the country today. So, now, if Ojulari and his men does not appear on the floor, what happens? What can they do? That's the but yet they have the power to do something. They can even charge them to court. But then, do they have the political will to do that? Now, because anything against that particular man is against the president, because the president is the minister in that particular ministry. So if Senate is Senate, of course, in fact, the president ought to be queried along with Ojulari. All of them need to appear before the Senate. That is the office of the people, the highest in the land politically, and that is the truth. You have president in the executive arm. You have president at the National Assembly. He's a president in his own respect too. But does he see himself as a president? Rather, he looks to me more of an errand boy to the executive arm of government, than being the president representing the people. So, what can they do? Now, you see, all those filthy, fraudulent practices at the NNPC, I want to ask you, whom among every section of the country, apart from the ordinary man that does not enjoy, certain, privileges from that particular angle, including our royal fathers. So, it's a very cloudy place, and that's the reason why you see up to today, federal government still own 100% share there. They don't want an outsider so that you don't know what is going on there. Yeah, see, our crude, the way and manner they produce, the volume they produce, you don't have credible data. Refinery, somebody says, Dangote said that, look, all your refineries, they might never work. And can they work? They cannot. How will they work? I mean, I don't know how a right-thinking person will think that an analog equipment will work in the digital age. They are not compliant. They are not. I mean, how will you reconcile that? It cannot. Way back in 2003, that was when Shell that built those refineries said, look, this thing cannot work. So we can't manage it. So, I mean, and we have been wasting money. I remember the Speaker of the House of Rep, Abbas, saying that, look, gentlemen, you know as I know that this thing cannot work. So, but of course, we kept on pumping money
so
there.
Why,
and then you are not querying somebody that they are wasting money.
So why was the former administration giving Nigerians heads up as though the refineries were going to kickstart again?
Okay, when we were saying it here, that it won't work. Then, of course, up to in fact, since that time, it has never produced petrol. It was produced. I will remember the particular name of the product there. It's just a kind of, I don't know. You see, I refuse to be fooled anyway.
Okay.
And for God's sake, when an analyst that studies wide, I don't know when last I watch television, what I read is book. And of course, if you know too much, somebody that doesn't know will say, look, he's a politician, he's this, he's that. But I think sometimes it's almost a cause sometimes when you read or know something too much. So, look, let me tell you, the reason why an average person is struggling to become president in this country, is my turn or your turn, is because of that particular ministry, the petroleum ministry. It's because of the crude. That is what they are governing, not the people. And now you now say that a particular senator Wadada now saying that, look, if you don't come, you give account. How would they give account? We are talking about 210 trillion. Do you know how many years budget of Nigeria is that?
That's about 4 years.
Oh, 4 years budget being wasted somewhere, and then they ask you to bring an account. Yet, do you know that that thing was spotted inside the last? Last year's financial year accounting package. It is from their whatever they write, and then you cannot defend what you wrote, and then you are not saying they should be given time. No, you see, when I go for okay, if I can simpara. But of course, I'm still saying it. What can a senator Wadada or anybody do, especially where Akpabio is?
Okay.
No, so forget it.
All right, so let's take a look at this particular story. U.S. pressuring Africans to accept Venezuelan deportees. Foreign Minister is speaking here. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, on Thursday disclosed that the United States, U.S. is mounting pressure on African countries to accept Venezuelan deportees. Tuga revealed that some of these Venezuelan deportees are prisoners in the U.S. He made this disclosure while featuring on TV yesterday. The minister also stated that Nigeria may not be able to accept these prisoners. He said, in quote, the issue of tariffs may not necessarily have to do with us participating in BRICS. He says also, in quote, you have to bear in mind that the U.S. is mounting considerable pressure, some straight out of prisons. It will be difficult for Nigeria to accept Venezuelan prisoners into Nigeria. I mean, what is it about the Venezuelan prisoners the deportees coming down to Africa? Why are they not being deported back to their country?
Now, the thing is this, you see, that is international politics and diplomacy for you there. Well,
prisoners to Africa?
Let me begin this way. Let me begin this way. You see,
that means, I mean, if you call them prisoners, that means they must have committed a crime or the other.
They are criminals. That is the thing. They are criminals. So they are ex-convicts.
So deploying them to Africa to go and do what exactly?
Yes, let me just begin this way. You see, one, for our foreign minister to say that it is not because of BRICS, he's still being economical with the truth. America said it expressly that, look, the moment you associate yourself with BRICS, you are our enemy. That has been said long before now. But of course, here is a new revelation that part of the reason why America, not just America now, UAE is also hostile in terms of visa.
Yes, visa
yes,
now.
Likewise, UK. So you want to wonder why they tied against Nigeria diplomatically? Well, and you are not saying it's not because of BRICS? Oh, well, let's set that on aside. Now, coming down to the issue of Venezuelan ex-convicts being deported, not just to their country, but to Nigeria, speaks volume. You know, Venezuela happened to be one of the leading crude oil producers in the world. Why are they so poor? Why are they jetting out of their own country down to America? They have flooded America to the extent. It's because, you know, technically, you know, through imperialistic tendencies, you know, that place had been damaged. And that is what is happening to us in Nigeria here. We have all the oil, but no wealth. We have all the money, no wealth. So now, the Venezuelans have become criminals in America. So now they are now saying, okay, you know, do what America does sometimes, so that they can use you sometimes. So they want to use these people. America want to, like, you know, economically colonize the rest of Africa. You can see the move of the current president there. So they now say, okay, look, Africa, why not Asia? Why Africa? So, but of course, I want to say, let me say, it constitutes an affront, international insult, and overreach by the US. But of course, you know, the African leaders, what can they say? You know, they've sold themselves so cheap in the name of grants, loans, and sometimes aids. You know, rather than demanding trade partnership with America. In most cases, they look onto them for. And the moment you keep asking money from places like America, you become their slave. Then you don't get the mouth to talk again. You know, to worsen the insult, you see what Mr. Trump sent to the Liberian president. That, look, President, you are speaking good English. Is that not an insult? Oh, well, of course, I don't know what Trump will say if he personally engaged Professor Wole Soyinka, who can speak better English than the English themselves. I doubt I don't know what he's going to say. But of course, deportees with violent histories, they pose a direct threat to public safety wherever you deport them to. And above all, it's going to constitute what we call the reputational damage, because accepting a large number of ex-prisoners could damage the international reputation of the receiving countries, and this could lead to decreased foreign investment and tourism to that particular country. Not only that, they are likely to also be spies. Do you know that? They are likely to be spies.
That's another way to
look at it. You see, you know, a whole lot of things to hate. I think the time is now for African leaders to wake up. There is something we need to resist.
Okay.
Pan-Africanism needs to be reinvigorated.
Okay, so I just hope that the African leaders are going to be united.
No, they lack such capacity. That is my fact. They lack it.
Something about
except
that.
Very few of them.
Okay, so let's take a look at the story. 2024, 2027. Oh, our time has been fast spent.
Right, yeah.
And yes, let me open the phone lines. But then we're going to talk about this in between talks this morning. 0705 51033, 0705 51033 or 0905 444 1033. These are the lines you can call us through. And also, we're streaming live on Facebook at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. You can go on Facebook and check us out what we're doing there at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Okay, so hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Kele Balabi from Malaka Road. I just want to comment on the issue of this refinery. Who's Dangote doubted that this thing can never work if you spend 100 billion naira on it. According to what Chief David said this morning, said that's like putting margin, analog, and digital together. It can't work. It's like a biblical injunction. Putting new wine to the old bottle. This can never work. You know that they swap it and give it to investor that will manage it properly. That's my comment on that one. On the issue of a local government, that is all this initial autonomy implemented. According to what Shivadumi said this morning, it has that to take political way. Even Mr. President is so sincere enough. Because he is telling this governor what they want to vote for him. They've just been dealing to the expiration of this government. Because the government should be sincere. It should take a both to give this the government autonomy. Have a nice working day.
Well, thank you so much for joining the conversation. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Prince Bumi Adefusi. Welcome. Welcome.
I agree with you.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, sir. Nothing should stop our refinery from working. Nothing should stop it. If not for corruption that is going around in that sector. You see, if Dangote can beat his chest and see that Nigerian refineries can never work, Dangote is a businessman, and this is politics. They've been playing politics at the expense of it. Definitely, something is going on. My appeal to the ESCC chairman this morning, he should work and make records for his own and for Nigeria like that. Let us see to the end of that 210 trillion naira so that Nigeria can enjoy their own wealth. That's my solution. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. All right, let's take another call. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, my honorable son.
Morning,
my brother, Malaji Tunde.
Good morning, Alaji. Barika Juma, sir.
Barika Juma. You see, I feel sad for this country because nothing has been able to work since 60s. We have been moving for the government knows. They know all these things. When we were crying, shouting on Kiari, move Kiari, they were all there. They know why they put Kiari there. He has served their purpose. Now, see the stench in that organization. So they should all be accountable. We cannot work. We are shouting on Emefiele. With all the stench, look at what happened to us, all of us. People died because of currency swap. And now you are shouting. It can't work. They know. So the government should please, in the interest of the masses, serve us. The little they can give us, let them give us. We'll take it. That is the only thing. Because the way things are going in this country, nothing will work. God bless your day.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. All right. So let's take another call. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. OMOTOSHO.
Morning, Baba.
Good morning, Alaji. And my honorable
good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. That is the best speaking from my channel. How all Nigeria were behind Natasha. Is that the end of Natasha? That's number one. Number two, if I don't go to now, say that this clinic cannot do, say that is this how we are going on these two security. One. Say that you come out, when all this is going bad in Nigeria. No security, no anything in Nigeria. Food scarcity, he promises also, I promise you, I go to the back of the water, the Tinubu ni also you.
All right. Okay. All right, Baba. Thank you. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. All right, thank you, Baba. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
You're
welcome.
Honorable.
Good morning, my comrade. How are you, sir?
Natasha is fighting, has been fighting a war that he cannot win because of lack of evidence. If there is evidence, in fact, the case is sufficient to put Akpabio down. But when there is no evidence, you have to prove your case beyond reasonable doubt in the court of law.
In that case, the case that one is still there. They are yet to open the case. They are yet. Don't let us preempt that.
Okay. Yes, I want us to look at it so that we don't preempt judgment. And the case is still in court. Yes. The judgment that was given was as a result of the fact that she breached the content of court. Yeah. And that was the reason for the judgment. It wasn't. That's not the final judgment. So please,
other two cases are still.
They're still there. Okay, so and Baba, please let's be mindful as well to say Nigerians are behind Natasha. No, say you are behind her. Okay. So let's not generalize. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, my Samson. How
morning,
are you,
sir?
I'm
fine, sir.
My honorable.
Good morning, sir.
Your honorable go.
Yeah, wow.
Thank God it's Friday, sir.
Varika Jimo.
I'm Evangelist Olatayo from Biokwaraba. Natasha cannot win the case because the woman is fighting the power that is big. There's no way she can win the case because Akpabio, Baba, new president, has the backing of the Mr. President. I'm telling you this. Mr. President cannot allow Akpabio to be disgraced. That is the point blank. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that brevity. Yes, 0705 500 1033, 0705 500 1033, or 0905 444 1033. These are the lines you can call to reach us live in the studio. We're also streaming live on Facebook at I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Same on YouTube at I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Yes, let me read out some comment on Facebook. Tolokpe Adeyemi says, "Good morning. It's good that the court has condemned the illegal suspension of Senator Natasha, all because she exposed the abnormality going on in the Senate. The Senate is expected to be busy. Okay, is to be busy legislating on laws and motions that would move the country forward, but it's the other way around, which is very bad. And as such, the Senate leadership should implement the court judgment on time so that the woman can resume her legislative duties." Also, thank you so much. Pastor Dr. Famuyiwa says, is Natasha in APC or PDP? If she's in PDP, she should cross carpet to APC so that all our sins will be forgiven. I think you are just being sarcastic there. That was a sarcastic comment. Also, Miriam Yetunde had to respond to Dr. Famuyiwa. Says, Pastor Dr. Famuyiwa, good morning, my daddy, TJF, sir. Thank God it's Friday, sir. Thank you so much. Also, Laomi Oparinde says, good morning, well done, sir. More wisdom in Jesus' name. I say amen to that. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning. What is my name?
What's your name, please?
OMOTOSHO is my name from Zion Baptist, and also Alatra here in IBADAN.
You're welcome, sir.
I greet you, Honorable.
Good morning, sir.
Very quickly, my take on Natasha's issue is like something I used to observe on the issue of the Senate that there are some clubs among the Senate that people have not known. If you go and study the way those people talk, they talk like drug dealer. In my own opinion, those people, they are caucus. So for Natasha to think it can defeat those people, it will not be very, very easy. Because those people, they are caucus, and they are not that to the extent that anybody that will defeat anybody in that Senate will take a very bold step. And it's not easy. I don't think Natasha can win those people. That's what they will keep doing. Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining the conversation. Also, Ademola Adebayo says on Facebook, comment section here says, okay, let me take this comment and then I'll come back to that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning.
Morning to you, sir.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
How are you, Baba?
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Thank you, Baba. God bless you. Yeah, regarding the number one head you review today, the action or reaction of UK or US, coupled with the EU, United States, EU. That's why
European Union
need to search for sexuality. See the way they place Nigeria among nations. I think we are nothing. I think we are already lost our bearing. You know, why is it that we cannot make sure that our government is okay and sustainable for it's a good thing? That's about that. I don't want to explain the that has already gone.
Ibayo says, good morning, Honorable and Mr. Sam says, special thanks to Mr. Aliko Dangote. Though the truth is bitter, but he has said the truth. Our refinery can never work under APC except there is change in the political will in this country. Adebayo from Fakombi, Okioshun. Thank you so much for your comment on Facebook. It seems our time is almost up. We have few minutes to leave the studio, but I just want us to quickly touch on this story before we go. The ADC 2027 ADC will dislodge Tinubu. APC, that's coming from Aregbe Shola, interim secretary of the African Development Democratic Congress, I beg your pardon, and former Minister of Interior Beni Rauf Aregbe Shola yesterday declared that the party will trounce President Bola Tinubu and All Progressives Congress APC, just as he urged party members to put aside their personal interests, differences, and work towards its success during the 2027 general elections. I mean, let me just leave it at that. What do you think? This was a former ally of the president, very close ally. I mean, you cannot, no one, I'm not sure anyone within the ADC right now is as close as Aregbe Shola to the president. He's like he
was the soul of politicking in Lagos, because Alimosho is almost about 1/3 of probably the their votes there. Yeah, of course, and that was what the man
pulls for.
Yeah,
them.
of course. So, well, of course. That, like we all know, no permanent friend, no permanent enemy in politics. Yes, but of course, politics can be delusional. It's an ocean of fantasies, so you can just say anything. So even if you are not likely to get one vote, you will say you can keep claiming 1 million votes. So it's part of politics. Yes, of course, I won't want to